All right, what's up, guys? It's James Augustine from jamesaugustine.org. I'm here with Sam Crane. In this video, we're talking about how to break through the competition, get your brand seen, and build a following. So we're going to start it off with a couple basic things and talk about why the norm of just putting out content is not enough to actually build a following. So do you want to talk about a little bit about what's changing in the world today, what the changes you've seen, and how people are building their businesses and stuff like that?
Right, of course. I mean, I guess starting at the root of everything, really to break through into the competition, you have to provide either a great service, great product, merchandise, or whatever it is. And more than anything, you don't start there and you don't have a great product, service, or merchandise or anything, you're already automatically kind of screwed. It's really hard to break into the competition back then, 20 years ago, and today. I mean, it's the same exact thing. The only thing that's different really is how companies really go about marketing themselves and really pushing themselves out to all the consumers, everyone that's buying your product and seeing it every single day. I think more than anything, coming from a marketing standpoint, breaking into the competition, it's really starting to evolve into a social media platform. Back in the late 90s and stuff when, the internet started coming around and all of a sudden you have email marketing. Email marketing used to have 90% open rates. Now it's below 20%, and it's really at a point where it's partially useful or unuseful because it'll get put in your junk mail. You won't even look at it.
Yeah, because I've seen, the old advertising ways of TV and banner ads, shit doesn't work anymore. Like you said, the email rates are dropping. You can't deny that. And I think that people's attention is getting smaller and smaller every single year, and it's getting harder and harder to grab that attention to get to listen to you. Because the old ways of just posting content and hoping you're going to get seen, shit doesn't work like that anymore. Have you seen people these days, Sam, on Instagram, they're just swiping?
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Facebook advertising even is declining a little bit because people are just going through. Time is so valuable these days, and when time gets more valuable, their attention decreases. So you really have to have a different way of distribution, which we're going to talk about in this video. So that's just basically the old shit doesn't work anymore. I'm going to turn it off again. My video good?
Right. Yeah. No, yeah, you're good. So, yeah, more than anything, it's just constantly changing. 10 years from now, what's working right now is not going to be working 10 years from now. And so, and what a lot of older people that are, in the 40s and 50s and are running their companies for the last 20 years, a lot of them aren't realizing that. And still, until they're getting beat out by these 20 and 30-year-olds that understand, how constantly marketing and advertising is going to continue to evolve. And, once they finally realize it, sometimes it's already too late for those companies, and they're already fucked, honestly. So always got to be on the move and start evolving right when everyone else is.
You touched on it in the beginning. It first starts with quality content. You got to make sure that your product or your information, whatever you're doing, you have the chops. You got to have the information to give, or you're screwed. You said it yourself. You are screwed so hard if you don't actually, number one, believe in yourself, and also number two, have the right information, because no one's going to listen to someone who doesn't know what they're talking about.
Oh, exactly. And it's funny because my brother was telling me the other day, and this is kind of bad on my part. He told me, he's like, man, Sam, like, it's cool that you're doing all this YouTube stuff, but right now your content really doesn't offer people very much. And I told him, I was like, you are exactly correct. And I thought what the coolest part about, doing this from the base and the root, from me starting, is people can see the evolution from, my story of when I first started learning about email or like just marketing in general and how to run a business. And then 5-10 years from now, all of a sudden it's gonna be like, damn, I watched that kid grow a basic company into a multi-million-dollar company. And that's the coolest part. So
yeah. So the next thing yeah, it's true. And the next thing I want to touch on is free content, because we both agree that the times are changing. It's not only us. Everybody knows the times are changing. The old ways of shoving product down people's throat is not going to work anymore. So the number one thing on my part, as far as getting high school kids to produce content, is free content, right? That is so vital, because I was so greedy when I first started. For the first year, I didn't offer anything free. You had to pay, and no one trusts you. It's not 1980 anymore. You've got to provide free content and a shit ton of it, so you build people's trust. That is like the absolute number one way, brand trust, to build your brand, especially on YouTube and social media, these platforms that are evolving and are the main distribution points for your content.
Yeah, and no, I completely agree. And the reason why, kind of us, entrepreneurs at our age have to do that as well is because there's so many kind of assholes out there that will scam the crap out of people. And it's people, and that's why people, when they see like online program stuff, they've gotten scammed in the past. So now when they see those, like, can't trust it, right. I really don't believe that my money's going to be worth giving it to that guy. I'm never even going to get the program. And that's why you have to build that brand trust, giving so much free content out there to prove to people from the get-go, from the beginning, that you are worth watching, that your programs are going to be worth doing, like from your perspective, working out and stuff. It's all going to be worth in the long run if you get that free content from the beginning.
Yeah, and that totally plays along. I mean, Gary Vee talks about this. He says, never try to convert a customer. They should just be there ready to buy. So just stop trying to turn people into customers. If you have good free content, they will want to buy. That's for sure.
Do you know what the key is with sales? Not selling people.
Exactly.
People hate being sold, so you don't sell them. If you have a great product and service and you show it to them and show the world, they'll trust you.
Exactly.
Especially if you deliver.
With free content, you gotta have free content.
For sure, I completely agree.
Yeah. So the next thing I want to talk about is care, because let me back up a little bit on the last topic. Just a little bit to expand on that is being greedy. Because I think a lot of people, especially at my age, are playing such a short-term game. They're chasing fast cash, and they're not looking at the long-term game. And that gets me so pissed off, because the second I did the same mistake. I chased short cash from the beginning. It took me a whole year to figure out how to give free content, and that's when I snapped. And the number one thing I regret most is that whole year I missed, because it happens to a lot of people that come to me and say, "How do I monetize it?" Shut up. Stop trying to monetize it. Provide free content and you build awareness. Don't worry about monetizing the game. Stop chasing short cash and think about the long-term game, right? Because that short cash stuff doesn't work anymore, and you're going to regret it so much when you look back on your life and you missed a whole year, 2 years, 3 years of bullshit. You could have been building free content in a brand.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, being greedy, especially at our age, is so hard, because you've seen movies like Wolf of Wall Street, you've seen movies like War Dogs and stuff like that, where those guys made quick money and really rich. They also all got arrested. But saying that, you can do it obviously the legal way, but the thing is, it's hard not to put on that front, having the nice cars, nice house, nice jewelry, all that type of stuff, nice suits. It's hard not to do that at a young age, just because in high school and college you're brought up wanting to look the best, wanting to be the coolest, wanting to be that person. And that's why a lot of individuals that weren't like that from the beginning, once they use those items, actually like kind of cover up everything else in their life to really have people, become their friends and so on, which aren't true friends. So
right. And the second part for the kids is all they see is the end result. All they see is the Wolf of Wall Street guys with the money. All they see is Bill Gates with the mansion house. That's all they see. They don't see the building up. No one like us. Nobody else documents the process. No one gets to see behind the scenes, because it's some ugly stuff. It's some hardcore stuff what they're doing behind.
And it's funny that you say that, kind of the behind the scenes, because just today in general, the last 7 hours have been just going crazy, doing a whole bunch of different things. Doing that with my mentor, had to do a video for a fast food restaurant for marketing, and then had to do a couple other emails and stuff, and kind of getting processed together what I'm doing with my mentor. And it's like, I wish someone could just follow me with a camera and just see at my age what you're doing at your age too, just like what an actual day entails. Because a lot of people, we can make these videos saying that we're being productive and stuff, but people still probably won't believe it just because they don't actually see it. So
right, so true. Well, I'm gonna talk about a little bit at the end, but I'm gonna get on to care. And it's not only about, this is moving into care, not only about providing free content, but caring about your people that follow you. And in my opinion, especially in the beginning, when you have 1 or 2 subscribers, you need to treat every single person like it's your mom on her deathbed. Every single person needs to be so important to you, and that is what really builds that trust to buy your products.
That's right. More than anything, I've had a couple individuals, I'll like follow their Instagram or something, and they'll be like selling a product or anything, and they'll actually DM me and just be like, "Hey, like, have you like followed me and stuff? Is there anything that I can do from my side of things, make this page a little bit better and stuff? And when I see stuff like that, that's a guy that actually cares about his brand, his company, and like what he wants to do at an angle. And I've actually haven't done enough of that. And after I saw that a couple weeks ago, it makes me want to push that much harder. Every subscriber I have, every person that follows me on Instagram that has watched my Instagram stories, it's good to reach out to them and just say, hey, what can I do to give you a better service, product, or anything? And people love that. People love it.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The social norm nowadays is to get a subscriber and then stop caring about it. All you care about is the new people. But it is crazy the reaction you get when you go and DM someone and say, "Hey, how are you doing? Thank you for subscribing. You mean a lot. It means a lot to me." They trust you so. It's unbelievable what you can do with a simple message, and that trust and the equity you build with people is crazy. Because it's one thing to have a ton of followers. It's another thing to have followers who care about you like you're your brother. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. I completely agree.
Yeah, because in the end, if people care about you, they're going to buy your stuff. And that's the goal of entrepreneurship. It's to make sales. And if you want big sales, you've got to have people who care and care about what you're doing.
For sure. No, I completely agree.
All right, the distribution side, there's really two ways, I think, to distribute. There is advertising, which is the paid version, which you don't necessarily have to do. And then there is going into the webs, the forums, the blogs. Now I'm talking about when you have absolutely no subscribers. This is from the base, exactly how to start it from zero. Advertising is the paid version, and then going into Twitter search to search up people who are talking about your subject, going into forums online, there's so many, and communicating with other people and just starting to build a name for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, so kind of where I started from a personal standpoint, for one of my first companies, Vintage Greek and stuff, for the longest time, I stayed at like 200 followers, and it drove me nuts. And those were actually like followers, people just randomly followed me and thought it was cool. But it pissed me off. I'm like, man, I only have 200 followers. I'm saying I'm this cool brand, but how am I not getting out there? So I did what a lot of people don't actually think is productive, but I started looking up, college fraternities, going to their pages, following every single fraternity member in that fraternity and sororities. And, from there, I ended up growing over about 1,200 followers just doing that. And doing that, people look at it, it's like, oh, those are fake followers. They're really not. They're real individuals. The only thing is they just don't know I'm out there. So I followed them from the beginning to show that I am there. And then once they follow me, it's they see my brand, they start seeing the photos I'm posting every other day, and they start liking them. And, I went from getting, 15, 20 likes a picture to, some of my photos getting 150, 140. Yeah. And, seeing that, just the production of that made me feel good. And it's one way I wouldn't recommend doing often, but doing from the beginning in the base, it's good. It's a good start off, to start getting a following.
You said that because so many people are like, well, what about my follower to followers ratio? Like, really? Yeah. Dude, you gotta for real, you gotta follow people. You gotta put something out before you just expect people to follow you. Like you said, right. In the beginning, go follow a bunch of your favorite people. Go start following people. You know what I did to get my Quick Start Guide, which is the basics of fitness and nutrition. It's a PDF guide. Right. What I did is I literally sat from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. and I found a list of 100 people on Instagram. I searched up a hashtag. I searched like team bodybuilding or something, and I DM'd every single person. It took so long, and it takes hours. I got like 10 responses, and those people, the people I DM'd, they were so surprised that I was doing that, and they absolutely loved it. And those are the people that you need to build, because those are the people who care about what you're doing.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, that goes back to, truly caring. Even though they're not your followers, I mean, someday they can be. And, from even beginning, before they're even your follower, that's caring from the beginning. And right. So I'm sure they still follow you today and are really loving all your posts and everything.
Right. Yeah. So that was a big tip is go sit on Instagram, type in a hashtag around your business, and start DMing people. For real. Like, it's crazy how many results you can get by just DMing people. It's free. It's easy. Also with Twitter search. Go search up Twitter posts that are around your topic and retweet it, comment on it, like it. Start interacting with people to get your name out there.
Yeah. I mean, and the best part, it's all free. The only thing it's taking is your time. And then,
Right.
I mean, you know, you just got to grind. You got to hustle and stuff, especially in the beginning parts.
Yeah, you got to commit. You got to go to war with this because this is not something that takes, a week and a half and you're done. You've got to commit for real. Like, you got to be up. And it's crazy because a lot, on my perspective, so